Hello, everyone. Is this live? Are we live? And I don't know. I keep asking this all the time, but I should be better at this by now. Oh yeah, Pawan, you're here. So can everyone hear me? Is the audio quality good? And yes, here. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Rajpat. Hello, Sagar. Hello. Uh, all right, we are live. Perfect. It seems like the audio quality and everything is good, right? Mm-hmm. Also, can you guys see the screen that I have right now? That's being shared for GeeksForGeeks. Yes. All right. That's awesome. So there's this question that Dhruv Srivastava, a channel member and a friend of mine, came up with, and the question is that we need to find the first non-repeating character from a stream of characters, and it's a pretty interesting question, but it's also a very easy question if you think of it. So what I would like you guys to do is to just think of a solution. I'll just zoom in so that you guys can't see the solution. uh, and yeah, so what we need to do is we have this stream of characters coming in one by one. And at any given point of time, you need to say the first character in this stream which has not repeated. So if a character has occurred twice in the stream till now, it can't be considered the non-repeating character, of course. And so an example here would be AA, BB, CC. When I have read A, and then I read B, the first non-repeating character is B. All right, and so on and so forth. So I'll just write this down because I like to have this in my code. So AA, BB, CC. Now at this point, when we see this string, there's a stream of characters. What we can say is at any given point of time, a person can ask, okay, what's the first non-repeating character? So that would be AA, B. At this point, the first non-repeating character is B. And similarly, if I have read AA, and what is the first non-repeating character over here? Nothing. Okay, so it's a very easy question, and let's try and solve this. But for some reason, I think that GeeksForGeeks has muddled up a bit over here. What's happened is they've used a doubly linked list, and it's a pretty complicated way to actually solve this question. So Dhruv Srivastava has an answer. I actually discussed this with him before coming over here, and what you could do is use the concept of flow. In case you saw the Rachit Challenges Gaurav episode 6, then you know the concept of flow, and we are going to actually enhance it and reuse it again over here. All right? Yay! Okay. There's also another thing. The reason I'm not showing you my face right now is because it's Saturday morning and I just got up and I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, let's make a YouTube video. And there's a huge backlog that I have for all the videos that I need to make. So even if I take forever to keep making videos, it's still going to take some time. So that's the reason why we are picking up this question on a Saturday morning. All right. So there's some answers coming in. Devi Das and Satyam Raj are talking about hash map, right? Array of 26. Well, Keshav, this might be a array of size 256. I'm going to take any character, any possible character. Yeah. So yeah, it could be pretty big. Dharmendra is saying, please create a series of algorithms. Okay, I'll open a new channel for that. Okay, right. Okay, so there's some interesting ideas over here, and one of the ideas is that you need to use a hash map, and that makes sense, right? Because if the character count is 2, then we know that there are too many characters in this, and it won't be considered for the first non-repeating character. Okay, I'll just share the link for this question in the chat so that things are smooth. All right. Where am I? Let's open the chat, and I hope we don't go into infinite loop. Well, what's Rachit Jain saying? Bhai, you told that we will start gym early today morning. Well, gymming with Rachit is always something which is pretty, should I say, I go into self-conscious mode or not an inferiority complex really, but he's got bigger muscles. So yeah, I need to gain a little bit first before I can start pulling those heavy weights. STL hash map. I think most of you guys have got the hash map. Keshav, stop laughing. You need to support me, not Rachit, please. So, all right. Sorry for all the silly Saturday morning stuff going on in my head. Uh, First, let's just have a look at the solution that they have. And we see that there are 4 steps and there's a W list. So we are not going to have a look at the solution that they have. We're going to think of our own solution. Right. And coming to the point, and I need to use this writing pad sometimes. So I'll just show off now that my handwriting is really good. We have a stream of characters. Cool. Flying towards us. And we need to tell the first non-repeating character. So what I could do is have a hash map, which is going to store the character as a key and the count of the character as the value. This is possible. But why do you want to do overkill? Just store a Boolean array, right? I mean, I got this idea right now, and if it fails, then I'm going to get screwed because I'm live and I'm going to get everything wrong. But it could be a Boolean array, and if the Boolean flag is set to true, I know at least it has occurred once. The next time it occurs, if I see the Boolean has already been set to true, then I don't really need to consider that, right? I can kick it out of my structure, which is going to be storing the order of the elements. Because remember, this is the first non-repeating guy. What am I writing? If you guys think I'm drunk, you're not right, but you're not entirely wrong. No, actually, you're entirely wrong. Yeah, but okay. First non-repeating character. This is me normally. So yeah, this is me in my normal sober state. All right. So for the first non-repeating character, we need some sort of a data structure which is going to tell us what is the order of these occurrences, and we need a data structure which is going to tell us how many times it has occurred, or at least if it has occurred once, because non-repeating is a pretty easy thing to find out, because if the character count is 1, then we know that it has at least repeated if you're meeting it for the second time. Okay, so instead of doubly linked list, what we are going to do is use a queue. Yeah, something that we learned in first year or maybe second year if you're in my college. But this, I would like to go on a tangent and say that if you're from my college, there's a lot of people who tell me I'm from a tier 3 college, I'm from a tier this college and that college. Guys, I know that it's not easy, but stop whining and just do your job. Yeah, study, guys, study. But okay, yeah, I'll go on a separate rant for that some other time maybe. God, what am I doing? So anyway, why do you need a queue? Is being asked by the fish. All the fish are dead. Okay, interesting name. All the fish are dead, but you need a queue for this, or you could use any data structure. Actually, you could probably use the doubly linked list if you're feeling masochistic. But I would use a queue because it's simple to implement, and anytime there's a character I meet, I'm actually going to push it into this queue. So, and you know that this is first in, first out. So what I'm mainly concerned about is first in, and when I'm reading also, I'm going to be reading from over here. All right, so if there is a character which I'm meeting for the second time, I'm going to kick out that character from this queue. And if there is a character which I'm not meeting for the first time, then I'm going to push it into this queue. I'm going to have the order of the characters coming up really nicely. You can imagine this to be an election queue or simply a character queue, yeah, where people are standing in a line and the character which came first will be pushed in over here. Right? I'm sorry, I won't be reading from this side, of course. This is the last non-repeating character. This is the first non-repeating character. So I'll be reading from here, and that's the reason why I have a queue. All the fish are dead. Of course, it's your mistake. How dare you? Thanks for actually commenting over there. Akhil Shetty. All right, Father Agner represent. Which one are you talking about? The Vashi one or the Bandra one? I think the Bandra one. Thank you for that. So just to reiterate, we'll have a queue which is going to be keeping the characters in line in the order in which they come. So they get pushed in over here, and the first non-repeating one is always at the head of the queue, which is basically the rear of the queue, meaning it comes out from here and you push in from here. So that's a queue bit, and apart from that, we are going to have a Boolean array of size 256 because that is the character count. Okay, and before we get into the code, what I want to do is I want to first analyze this question. So if you have a look at the GeeksForGeeks solution for this, what it says is we need to have n into. Let's first have a look at the GeeksForGeeks solution. what this is doing is it's reading every character and it's storing it in this W link list from what I can see. So the auto complexity is actually pretty high. What I would like to do is keep n out of the equation because the stream can be really long. Effectively, if you're running this algorithm for days and months and then years, then that's how long a stream can be. It keeps getting populated from one side and you keep reading from the other side. So n is unacceptable to me. The length of the stream being stored is unacceptable to me. All right. What I will instead do is try to make this a constant, the space storage. And that's the key idea that Dhruv was talking about over here. You don't need to, I mean, you need to keep this constant so that this is a feasible solution, the space required, right? So let's try to analyze this to see if we can make it on constant space. The Boolean array is of size 256. So that is the length of the alphabet that is constant. And what is going to be the size of the queue? So at any given point of time, this queue will be holding at most 256 characters, right? So yeah, that takes care of the length of the alphabet too. And the final thing is time complexity. Now, time complexity in this case is more to do with how quickly can you find the first non-repeating character. Okay, and over here it's just the rare of the queue. So that is again order 1. I mean, basically you just need to read the rare of the queue. And if you meet a character, you just push it into the front of the queue after checking it with this Boolean array. So again, that is length of the alphabet, so order 1. Cool. Yeah, I think very easy question, very simple question. We are going to solve it right now. How many guys want to see me code? I haven't coded in Java for a while since I have this new job. It's been a different language. It's been interesting learning the new language. It's heading more towards Go and C and other stuff, functional programming basically. And I kind of miss Java sometimes, but let's see whether I remember it well enough to code this out. Okay. So what I need first, yeah. What I have a string. Okay, I'm just going to go to the Java implementation. I'm going to take the string that they are going to be using. Where is this? Yeah, GeeksForGeeks. So this is the stream that I have. That's the input. I'm going to have a Boolean array, or Boolean exists, or Boolean repeats. Yeah. And one thing you learn very quickly on the job is that you need to name your variables properly. So yeah, that's the fun bit. All right. And apart from this, what else do I need? I need a queue. I need a queue which is going to be containing characters. So I'll just represent them as integers, and I'll be calling them characters, which is new array list. Yeah. But I guess a queue is not going to implement it, so I'll just call it a list. This list is effectively my queue. Right? I also have this bad habit of writing final everywhere. Again, apologies, because in the job you can't have, I mean, you need some efficiency. So I always mark them as final. They're not changing ever again. Okay. Oh, let's see what the chat is saying. I'm so sorry. Do you guys have any other ideas? Can we not have an int to iterate the location and store that position in an array instead of Boolean flag? Maybe. If occurrence of characters second time, pop it. Yeah, that's true, Keshav. That's true. Saurabh saying it's good initiative to solve live problems for fresher to grasp how to proceed in the correct way. Awesome. Please do such session. Yes, thank you. So many compliments. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Saurabh. I'm not taunting. I'm just happy. Clashtune says I messed up everything. Kind of agree with you. Yeah. Is there a link to the question? I've actually posted this on the chat. I could post it again if you like. I think I should because it keeps getting lost. So, oh no, not final. Or you can of course just search for find first non-repeating character in Google, and you'll see the GeeksForGeeks link. Yeah. All right. Read all the characters and store on a variable that you're making the XOR. The remaining would be non-repeating character. All right. Armando Morales. Look, I'll give you a small piece of advice over here. You might be right, but the thing is, if this is an interview question and you start pulling off a lot of difficult algorithms in front of the interviewer, it's one thing to actually solve it, and the other thing is to explain it. So you need to be careful before you bring in very complicated algorithms, and especially XOR and stuff. You need to be able to prove through examples, working examples, that this is actually working. So it's not very easy, and I would not suggest that. Okay, I can pin this stuff to the top. Yeah, I can pin it, right? No, I can't. Too bad. No, I can ban people. Can I? I guess I can. Wow, this is so much power in one hand. Great power, great responsibility. Ridiculous stuff. Okay, let's get back to the coding before people start throwing stones and their own screens. Okay, right. So 256 characters are going to be in this at most. So I'm going to be reading from the stream dot2char array, and I'm going to have a character read in from this stream. Every time I actually read this character, I'm going to say repeats of that character is true. And before that, what I'm going to do is, if repeats of the character is not true, that means that this character has not been met already, and I'm going to then have to push it into this queue. So that's the characters dot add character. This pushes the thing into the queue. What's the problem here? Okay, integer. So I'm just going to mark it int. All right. Rocking 303. I'm so sorry, I can't code in CPP. Soon enough, I'll be able to code in Go and probably Python, but CPP is difficult for me. It's like learning a new language. The only reason I'll learn it is if someone gives me cash. So if I don't get a job on this, on C++, then yeah. Himanshu Agarwal says, I'm in love with you, and I am not gay. #377. Okay, I'm not going to comment on that because it's controversial, but thanks for the love, man. Is solving coding problems from Geeks for Geeks. CPP, all right. C++ is love being said by Rachit Jain. Yeah, C++. Rachit Jain is always around to code in CPP if you guys like. So yeah, I have added this character to the queue. I have also marked it as repeated. Now what's going to happen is, if there is any point when a person says that give me the first non-repeating character, it's always going to be from this queue, the red of the queue. Okay, but I'm adding to the front of the queue. Now, in case this character has already repeated, do I need to do something? Yeah. If this character has already been repeated. So we talked about using a map, and this is where the map comes in. Final map. The key is going to be of type integer. Remember that this is actually a character that I'm using for an integer because yeah. Oh, do I need that? We just discussed we don't need a map, right? Yeah, we don't need a map. So otherwise, if the character repeats, all I do is remove it from this queue. So that's going to be the length of this queue is going to be at most the length of the alphabet, which is 256. So that is considered constant over here. Now, characters dot remove. Okay, here's the weird thing. I don't trust remove of Java, and I'll just show you why. So if I say remove object O and I pass in this character, right? What's going to happen is it's going to go for E of remove. Okay, so can we be sure about that? In case I turn it into an int, now it's going for E of remove int index, and if I remove this and go here again, it's int index. So this is the scary bit about Java. What it'll do is it'll convert this character to an integer, and then it'll assume that you are asking me to remove a character of that index, which is completely wrong. All right, I can't have that. It might throw an out of bounds exception and all that, because the character might have any random value. I want to remove the value of this character, not the index of this character, right? So you can go into the documentation and read up more on this. Okay, there seems to be an argument on the chat. Rocking 303, but fine. Fight, guys, fight! Yay! This will bring in more views. Yeah. So I just remove the character, and this won't be the way I'll do it. Instead, I'll be like, for every I, length of the characters, guys, plus plus. Guys, by the way, I'm just kidding. Please don't fight. You know, I feel all bad. So if character is dot get I equal to character, then we need to remove this, and then we are just going to do a characters dot remove I. Now, why will this work? Why is it giving me a yellow here? Suspicious remove in the loop. So here's the strange thing. IntelliJ knows that this is wrong. In 90% of the times, what happens is, because you have you're running along the size of the queue and you're removing characters, what's going to happen is effectively you're losing people, and characters.size could fail. So this is something that IntelliJ is telling me, but I know better, because I know that this character is going to exist just once. So when I do remove it, I can break from the loop. Okay. All right. So this takes care of my populate function. Just going to call it populate, or rather read stream. Should I call it something else? Let's see what GeeksForGeeks is asking us to do. So they have this string, and we process this character. If it is repeated, then do this, otherwise do that. And first non-repeating character, find the first non-repeating character. All right, so at the end of it, we just need to print the first non-repeating character. All right, so that will be the first character in the queue. So it's out. I'm going to mark it as a char. All right, characters dot get the last character, right? So characters dot size -1, and this is going to be a char, so I'm just going to call it a char. Also, this entire thing, no, yeah, why not just mark it as string dot value of this stuff. Okay, now I need to just fill in the brackets properly. One more bracket. Yeah. Okay, I can't cast integer to char. Why not? What's the problem? Can anyone guess what's the problem? My brain's not working right now. Can't cast integer to char. Is there no way to convert a? Isn't the algorithm taking n squared in the worst case? No, not at all. The maximum size of the queue is 256. Okay. Oh wait, I misunderstood the question again. Now having a look at the GeeksForGeeks game, all they said. Okay. Okay. Can you? All right. Converting to an integer wrapper class and then calling the remove function will remove the object itself and not the element on the index. Yes, that is true. But I have already taken care of that, so that's fine. Tell me, what's the problem here? So what is get giving me? Get is giving me an integer, and possibly is this the thing? Yeah, this is weird. All right, let's just remove char. Okay. So supposedly this will work, although I have really no idea why this would be the case. But yeah, let's just run this first, and we'll figure stuff out later. 122 is the answer that we are getting, and I'll S out the character itself. So the correct answer should be the bottom. Reading R from stream. Oh, it just keeps printing the answer. All right. So what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to print every time the first non-repeating character. So, right. So they've used a W linked list and I've used a queue. What's the big difference? None, actually. But yeah, I think the complexity analysis is pretty good for us. So here we go. In DDL, now the queue is my queue characters And instead of writing it in this dirty way, I'm just going to say is empty, while it is not empty rather. The first non-repeating character so far is this guy. Yeah, now this is what I want. I want this guy over here. Okay, that takes care of some things. And you know what? I think the reason it's goofing up is because it's not understanding what an int is. So I'm just going to store characters in this. Right? I'm just going to add character, and that should take care of everything. Wow. I'm impressed. Okay. Let's run this. Okay, first non-repeating character so far is Z. How is that even possible? So first was geeks. Okay, now this is weird. First non-repeating character so far is this. That doesn't make sense because when it is GEE, the first non-repeating character is actually G. I mean, yeah, G hasn't occurred first time. All right. Now you can see my incredible coding skills over here being put on display. I got it wrong. But yeah, of course, I'll just fix this now. I need to remove from over here for every character. All right. If it does not repeat. So didn't I just mark that as repeated? Didn't I do that over here? G. Okay, so one simple way would be to just print out the repeats array. Okay, and in fact, that doesn't make sense. E has already occurred, so repeats of character was true. If the character does not repeat, then it has to come over here, and then it does something. It removes the character. Okay, and I guess it failed in removing the character. So char gets a char. Okay. Wow, guys, I'm completely blank here. And I have taken, I think, half an hour to solve the question, which I claim to be very easy. So, all right. I guess what we're going to do is we're just going to print out the characters. Yeah, that should take care of something. So the first time this guy is actually saying that I have met a repeating character is when there's GEKSFOR, while that is not the case. This character should already have been met. So if the repeats of character is true. Okay. So instead, what I'm going to do, I think I got the problem. It's just saying that, yeah, G and E, and then it didn't remove that character. Okay, so there's something wrong over here, and in case you guys can actually spot it, it'll be fun. But I can do something even simpler. I can just say, and I think this will work. Oh no, it's going for the index again. For God's sake. Why would it go for the index when there's, I've specifically said that it's a character? What if I actually mark this as, typecasted basically to a character? Now what? Yeah, this should take care of the thing. GE, yeah, all right. So this is taking care of solution. Wow, way to make it really complicated, Gaurav. So GeGKSFOR. Let's see if that is the case. G. Oh yes, of course, because we should be reading the first non-repeating character. So it's going to be the first character over here. Ta-da! Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 Ks and then 1 S. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 Ks and then 1 S. All right, guys, we just solved a Geeks for Geeks question, which was supposedly easy, but I just took what, half an hour to solve it. Okay, he's repeating. Yeah, Himanshu. Yeah, I mean, I kind of got that bit. But here's the thing: it's the first non-repeating character you need. So even when E comes in and E repeats, it doesn't come next time. So when you're here, geeks, the characters which have not repeated are GKS, GKCS. That's kind of close. But FOR, and then when the G comes in, that time G has to be kicked out, and E has already occurred twice. Now over here, when this G has come in, K is the first non-repeating character, and that's why you see that K is occurring a few times before again the K hits. And Geeks quiz 4. All right. So perfect, guys. We have actually solved this question. Oh my God, such an achievement. I think I'm downplaying it for myself. I think I should be really proud of what I've done here. I'll just mention this in my diary, and yeah. And I have mentioned it on YouTube everywhere. So yeah, it's as good to mention it on my diary. Aditya Zope, thank you. Guys, do you have any questions on this question or in general? Shashi Bhushan Rajput, good coding. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Thank you. Parmar Kamlesh says that you can do it in an easy way. Index off. Well, if that is easier than this single line of code, then I don't know. I mean, no, I don't think so. Not at all. Ha 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 ha. Vatsal says typecast it to an object. I think, you guys probably wrote these comments earlier, and I'm reading it right now, so I'm pretty silly by actually pointing these things out. So it's thanks for those suggestions. What about using a hash map, Himanshu Agarwal? Yes, after the Ramayana is over, you have come here. So welcome to the show. Oh, Edgar, thank you, Senor. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but thank you so much. And hello to Mexico from India. Now, yeah, Kunal, yes, Kunal says elegant solution in the end, and this is actually so true about this question. You don't need something complicated for a question like this. You just need to think about how many characters could you have at most, and in that sense, then start thinking about how do I make the stream size constant. So if you hear stream size questions, one piece of advice that I would give you is the interviewer is definitely looking for constant space, or at least fixed space, right? Because if you're going to read the entire stream, then that defeats the purpose of the stream itself. It can run for days, right? Cool. Oh my God, we went into Inception. So guys, if you have any questions, then these are the last 2 minutes for you. So Gunjan says, can you solve any tree question? Yes, I think I should. I will do that next. I think I'll do that next. Yeah, and place your code somewhere else. Oh yes, best sports. Yes, I completely agree. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to. What do I do with this? Where do I paste it? Should I paste it on ID1 or something? I don't know, man. Paste bin. Yeah, paste bin. La la la. There we go. Paste bin. So thanks so much to Pastebin for being so nice. I'll just how do I share this? But I can't just paste it. Is that the problem here? Done. Okay, done. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't paste. Guys, got any suggestions so that we can like copy paste the link ID1? Google Docs? No, Yuvraj, not at all. I mean, why would you want Google Docs, dude? Go for a better one, right? There should be some editor. Okay, I'll go for ID1. The thing is set to Java. That's good. And I'll just paste this main class. And yeah, I'll just call it run just to make sure that everything is fine. Compilation is done. Just copy pasting the link. And we have this answer with us. So I'm just pasting it on chat. And as you know, I can't pin the link. So that's the best I can do right now. Oh yeah, I can push it to GitHub. How silly of me. I'll do that later. You guys can go for IDE on for now. Yeah. The extra link is capital XAWCJB. Is Khan Academy good for learning programming math? I've never tried it, Kishan. You can try it and tell us. Anyone else with any questions? Can you make videos on DP, stacking, coin denomination problem, advanced? Oh God, I'm tired reading this. Imagine actually making all this. But Devidas, thank you for the suggestions. I'll try to get to this. You know what? Honestly speaking, there's so much in the backlog that I have right now that it's kind of intimidating sometimes. The biggest backlog that I have is that I need to actually gym with Rachit and beat him on the deadlift and also on the bench. So I think I can bench more than him. I mean, he's basically just, it's pure power that I have in me. So yeah, if Rachit is hearing, then I can lift heavier than you. Although I'm like half. Okay, I think that's offensive enough. Watsal, heavy light decomposition. Yes, I am actually working on heavy light decomposition. This is very good news. There's, heavy light decomposition is something that I don't think I can explain very well because I've never done it. So there's two guys from Uber actually who have agreed to talk about heavy light decomposition. I won't take the names, or maybe I should. Aman is one of the guys who's really good at programming. He's good at heavy light decomposition too. There's another guest possibly we can have, Karan Agarwal, who was the world finalist or something like that. He's also interested in talking about heavy light decomposition, but this is not finalized yet. We haven't actually made the video, so I'll get back to you guys on that soon enough, and that would be really interesting. Stuti says, how's Uber? Shruti, I'm so sorry. Shruti, Uber's really nice. In fact, Uber is in fact hiring. So you guys should push in your applications to Uber Hyderabad office. It's hiring very actively, and it's got a lot of requirement for good talent. So if you feel like you have studied your algorithms and you have done your system design and you're confident to go forward, please send your applications. We are very happy to take in new talent and fresh talent and brilliant people. Yeah, and the work itself, personally speaking, I really liked it. I'm thinking about like what can I share with you guys, but in general, yeah, I just liked it. Yeah. Uber's also got this interesting thing that I feel like when you actually work on a problem, you deal with a lot of scale. It's got a huge scale, and it's also got a lot of responsibility that comes with it. That's the most interesting thing about Uber that I've worked on till now. There's also interesting problems because, like I said, when you're working with scale, it requires you to study the tools you're using at a very, very deep level, and reliability is only done if you can understand those things at a deep level. So yeah, mainly the important note to take over here is that Uber is hiring. I think you guys should, work on your interview prep, and then also work at your general computer science knowledge, and then apply if you feel confident. It's the Hyderabad office that I know about. I don't know about the Bangalore or the other offices around the world, but I can definitely say that this office is hiring talent right now. Okay, and what I mean by that is we are hiring engineers. Yeah, although every profession is talented, I'm sure, but engineers are special. I'm going to get fired for this. But does Uber use Kubernetes? I won't comment on that at all. Make a video of questions asked to you in Uber interview. Okay, I could, but I won't, of course. Main reason is, I don't know the thing about what are the things I can say and what are the things I can't say. Now, even about my direct eye interview, I haven't actually told you the questions, right? And that makes sense. While I have actually shared most of my questions with the Morgan Stanley and the JP Morgan interviews I had. The main reason I don't actually share my questions with direct eye or with Uber is because those weren't standard questions. Those weren't questions that you could pick up from a textbook and be like, okay, I'm done. I'll get a job over here. Now I'll get the job. Those are difficult questions. People actually think about them for some time, and solving them is actually a challenge. So prepare yourself for the challenge. Don't just expect that you're going to get spoon fed over here. I don't mean to say that Anupam to you specifically. I'm just saying that in general. Yeah, and I'm sure that there's lots of people who believe that yes, interview questions will give you a good idea of what kind of questions could be asked, but then you can always go on the net, Google search, and if you're really interested in the kind of questions which are being asked, there's Glassdoor, there's Geeks4Geeks, there's Interview Bit, there's lots of sites which are going to give you that. I'm sorry if I sound rude. I just dislike posting my interview questions. Maybe I'm crazy. Gaurav, you're very good, man. Sharing your knowledge. I always follow your codes on CodeShop while practicing there. Very understandable, nice. Very good for Java freshers. Yeah. Room number 115. Huh? Is that a horror movie? But thank you so much. Another thing I've noticed is I say a lot. I don't say it because initially, I used to say this because I thought it sounds kind of cool that I take a pause and I say but now I just, when I'm editing, I'm trying to cut out all the that I have. It's so stupid. I try to avoid saying These are fillers, and they call it verbal flotsam. You shouldn't have this if you really mean to make a what do they say? A good point. So yeah. Any questions on the hiring round that is going on in Uber, or any questions on in general the problem that we just solved, or in general basically? I'll bring this into an ask me anything. 3 more minutes, guys. I'm sorry, I have already stretched this. So at 12 o'clock we are stopping. I have an interview with Morgan Stanley. Where should I start preparing system design questions? Nikhil, I think I am at a point now that I can say with some confidence that you can follow my videos. There was a time when I wasn't this confident about talking about my own sources, but I am now. So you can have a look at all the videos that I've made for system design. You can also have a look at the high scalability blog. Yeah, I'll just mention that over here. Scalability. Yeah. So those two things are really, I think, sufficient. In general, you can also go to Interview Bit, which has some system design questions. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Does Uber use Node.js or Java as backend? Devidas, well, it uses everything that it can to get the job done. If you're talking about whether it uses Node.js or Java, it uses both. And it also uses other languages. So yeah. Any experience required? Well, yes. Yes, it's hiring experienced candidates from what I see. If you're freshers, then it's probably going to be a campus thing. I'm not entirely sure. You can get in contact with HR. But yeah, 100% hiring experienced engineers. I'm good with DS and Algo, but I don't get any interview calls. You probably need to stand out, dude. Super dude, you will need to work pretty hard to stand out. And one of the ways I can see this is to get some job experience or to start participating in contests. Job experience does make you stand out to a large extent. How do I prepare while in the first year of college? Anandu, this video is for you. GeeksForGeeks, solving GeeksForGeeks is for you. But don't try and solve system design right now. I don't think you're prepared for that. If you're in the first year of college, especially in your BTech, then there's no chance. Does MBA get a good job in software field? Not at all, no chance. No, I don't mean to say that, but it's highly unlikely. I mean, why would I hire an MBA who's not from a tech background unless they're exceptionally good at coding? JavaScript future, what does this even mean? Himanshu, Gaurav, can you please give us some points to learn DP? Well, I think I've talked on this point quite a bit, but in general, when you're solving DP questions, you need to think about a recursive solution and just memorize it. So it's not that hard, or rather, it's rather simple, but it's not easy. That's how I'll say it. It's like speak the truth. It's simple, but it's not easy. What kind of position for fresher in Uber? Like I said, I don't think it's hiring for freshers right now. It's for experienced candidates. How is Uber different from DirectEye? This is an interesting question. I think I will need an entire video for that. Let's see if we can do on this. So thanks, Preetham, for asking this question. I don't know whether I can speak on it very easily, but yeah. Rajat, they going for World Finals. I don't know about that. Hi, Gaurav. Congratulations on the offer. Thanks, Mahesh. Is there any good book? No, I didn't find a single book for system design. I'm sure experienced engineers must be having a set of books that they have. I have no idea about them though. All right, we are out of time. So Ish Singh, practice more. Yeah, that's it. End of story. Vishal plan to. Yeah, this is good. Vishal Gautam, we can plan a live Q&A for system design. Let's do that sometime. Let's definitely do that. And let's also, there's a few things about interviews that I would like to talk to you guys about, because I have noticed there's a lot of questions about interviews, not the silly ones, the actual genuine questions, like intelligent questions about interviews, not stuff like, I don't know, they're very stupid questions which are asked sometimes. I mean, even on this chat, I'm sure if I actually run through this, there'll be extremely dumb questions sometimes. But in general, I'm really happy with this community. You know, that's the best thing. That's the reason why I actually make these videos. You guys are so smart, and it's such a privilege for me to actually talk to you guys on this, on programming, on algorithms, on interviews. It really makes me happy to actually be a part of this community and actually have a voice over here. So thank you so much. And I was talking about the dumb questions, but really the smart questions overweigh the dumb questions easily. And AI with Manic, big shout out to AI with Manic for a random reason. I don't know. He just asked me for a shout out. So yeah. Okay. You teach AI on YouTube. Is it going to help you in jobs? Well, if you know your stuff, then it will. Otherwise, why would they care? You know, I don't think Uber or DirectEye or anyone during the interview rounds thought about this guy takes interviews. So I mean, has a YouTube channel, so we should hire him. Not at all. They'll ask you questions. If you fail, then you fail. If you pass, you pass. All right. Perfect, guys. I know that this live chat was pretty randomly put up. I thought, what do I do on a Saturday morning? And then I thought about breakfast. I thought about going on a date, and then I realized that both of those options are out of question. So I just thought, okay, why not go on my YouTube channel and do something over here? Yeah, that's me. Big thanks to Dhruv Srivastava for actually pointing this problem out. He learned from the question that we have on Flow, searched for a question over here, solved it himself, came forward and actually suggested this question. This is the kind of stuff that we need in our channel more and in our community more. This is exceptionally hardworking individual, which is Dhruv. He's in DirectEye, by the way. That's why I know him. But I'm actually impressed by the work that he's done over here. So that's why there's a big shout out over here. By the way, he's a channel member too. And if you want to be a channel member, you can just click on the link over here and pay me $2 every month. I was expecting $5, but it's just $2 now. I'm going to cry. And I'm just wondering, how does $2 actually help this channel? I need to have hundreds of helps to actually have this. But of course, every channel member does help. And I'm so happy to have Ankush Saxena, Dhruv Srivastava, Suhail Vemu. There's a couple of other guys. I can't remember the names. I'm just going to go and I'm just going to watch this as a channel member. Try this is pretty risky. No, I shouldn't do this, right? Yeah, there's lots of channel members that I have. I'm so sorry. I'll just mention you in the description over here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for hearing me out. And thank you for solving this question, which is pretty interesting if you think of it. All right. See ya. Bye-bye. Okay. How do I stop the chat? Yeah, right here. Ha ha ha. Bye-bye.